So President Trump said something very shocking that went over a lot of people's heads today at the very end of his media event where he signed the Secure America Act. Now, that in and of itself was very important, but what he said at the end of this is going to be very shocking, where he mentioned having done secret military operations while moving millions and millions of barrels of oil through the strait. And so we'll go over that footage. It caught a lot of people off guard, and there's a ton of development additionally around the Iran-US peace deal, among other things. So let's get right into it. So first, let's listen to what he actually said at the end of this press conference.
Sir, Mr. President, about the latest inflation number which came out this morning, could that be a headwind?
No, I love it. The numbers were great. You know what I really love? I love the inflation. You know why? Because as soon as this war is over, I can say it now. Something you didn't know. Do you know we've been taking out millions of barrels of oil? Nobody knows it. You know who doesn't know about it? Iran, until right now. We took out the other night 22 ships late at night with no lights because they don't have any radar because we blasted the crap out of it. We took out, that's why oil's $85 a barrel. I mean, you take a look. Again, we're taking out millions, which I'm just announcing today for the first time, but we've been taking out millions of barrels of oil, millions of barrels. Every night we took out oil, but now I'm going to tell you because they just figured it out. So now that they figured it out, I can tell you. It was very hard for me. I wanted to say it so badly, but I didn't want to ruin it, but it was very hard. But millions of barrels of oil has come out, and that's why it's at $85, $90 a barrel instead of $250. But we have the greatest military in the world, the toughest military in the world, just the best in every way. Nobody even close. There's no military that's even close. I rebuilt it during my first term. I'm using it now. When this conflict is over, Todd said, please go to conflict, right? As opposed to the word war. He didn't like the word war, but it's sort of a conflict. It's a military operation. When it's over, you will see oil drop to where it was before. We were getting gasoline. Just before it started, I was in Iowa, and we passed gas stations, $1.85 a gallon. And we'll be back at those levels very soon. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Russ.
Now listen to what he's saying here. A lot of people are now picking up on this, but he's saying that 22 ships are going out night by night and they have no lights on. That the Navy or military are escorting them or whatever the process is, but that's millions and millions of barrels of oil every single night that they're taking out. And he says that that's the difference between $250 a barrel to $85 a barrel. Now, I just did a random sample search on marine traffic where you can basically track live some of these ships as long as the transponders are on. And so I just did a quick little search here. This tanker coming out of Bahrain, and there's port names here. This tanker coming out of Iran. This tanker coming out of Iraq. Here, the port name here, Khor al-Zubar. This tanker coming out of the UAE, which is a western side port near Abu Dhabi, Musafa port. This other tanker here coming also out of the same port in UAE. This one as well. This tanker coming out of Qatar, which you can see here is the Lafan port. So from tracking actual marine ships, which this I don't think, and again, I haven't done this every day, but just tracking it now, there have been ships that have been moving. And prior to that, there's other people that have tracked this. And of course, there's been minimal, if not no movement. But all of a sudden, there is. So how long this has been going on, who knows? But this is actually factual. And although I haven't seen any ships in my small sample search coming out of Iran itself, whether it's Kark Island, Asuela, or Jazik, or any of these other ones, it's safe to say that there's been a lot of movement, millions of barrels of oil, as Trump is saying, coming from these other countries. Clandestine has this commentary. There it is. I knew Trump was up to something. He just confirmed that every night the U.S. military are taking millions of barrels of oil out of Iran. He only revealed this because Iran figured it out, meaning that the U.S. military have been conducting covert operations during this ceasefire. That explains why Trump has seemingly been content with Iran stalling during negotiations. There was a purpose. We are taking the oil. I wouldn't be surprised if we're also already in the process of extracting the uranium. Remember, Trump has wanted that uranium. I wouldn't be surprised if we just woke up one day and Trump announces, we have it. So while it may seem like nothing is going on and we are just in limbo, I can assure you many things are in motion behind the scenes. Trump holds all the cards and he's positioning himself to have massive momentum leading into the midterms. Gas will be down, stock market markets will be up and MAGA will be surging. Realize that he got the green light to show the mighty power of the U.S. military, what they're doing, and the leverage that he has. He mentioned that Iran didn't know about it until just now. The fact that 22 plus tankers going through with millions of barrels of oil is a big, big deal. Clandestine also has this commentary. He says, I don't think the people Trump is negotiating with in Iran are on the same team as the IRGC. I think Trump already has a deal in place with the next regime, and they are covertly working with Trump to facilitate the transition while circumventing the rogue IRGC, the Revolutionary Guard. And much of what we see is just theater. The Iranian people are being held hostage by this radical Islamic regime, and Trump is trying to surgically eliminate any rogue elements while not completely destroying Iran's future. We want to preserve the nation for the Iranian people and free them from the shackles of this illegitimate regime. I think there's much more going on than we can see, and that is by design. Victory is already secured, and it's just a matter of a smooth transition. Now, I'm reminded of this Q post, 1604, dated June 27, 2018. We stand with the good people of Iran who are currently battling their installed regime for freedom. True rule. The people have the power, rise up and demand they be removed. At some point, military generals will act with the will of the people simply because their soldiers are those same people and have no choice. We stand with you. We are monitoring the situation closely. Stay safe. God bless. Now, that's interesting because the Department of War CTO says monitoring the situation, which was posted June 10th, yesterday at 2:50, about 24 hours ago. And that's crazy because within the last 5 hours, two major developments have occurred all around President Trump tweeting a couple of things. He says here the United States will be hitting Iran, whose Navy, Air Force, radar, anti-aircraft, and all other forms of defense together with most of its offensive capability are gone very hard tonight. So they're going to be hitting. So this is a offensive posture from Trump. At some point in the not too distant future, we will be taking Kark Island and other oil infrastructure points and assume total control over their oil and gas markets, much like we have with Venezuela, which is working out brilliantly for both Venezuela and the United States of America. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Now, that's huge. And then just a few hours later, about 5 hours later, he posted this. Based on the fact that discussions with the Islamic Republic of Iran have been brought to the highest level of Iranian leadership and approved, I have, as President of the United States of America, canceled the scheduled strikes and bombings against Iran this evening. Discussions and final points have been, in both concept and great detail, approved by all parties involved, including the U.S., Israel, Saudi Arabia, UAE, Qatar, Turkey, Pakistan, Bahrain, Kuwait, Jordan, Egypt, and others. The naval blockade will remain in full force in effect until this transaction is finalized. Time and place of the signing to be announced shortly. Absolutely big developments and a whirlwind of this up and down sort of nature. So it sounds like a lot of things are wrapping up. I know news moves fast, but at the same time, I think we're going to see a lot of just economic activity, the oil stuff all come back to normal or move to an even better place than before all of this happened. So let's see what happens. Just wanted to give you guys this quick update. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Also, if you guys want to support me, you guys know I'm listener supporter. We're trying to meet our goal for this month. So if you guys want to help me out, all that information is down below in the description at the link giftsandgo.com/Christian. Also have PayPal, Zelle, Venmo. Love you guys. Talk to you guys very soon.